meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
Welcome to the Podcast Daily. Today we have an actor, we have a musician, we have a filmmaker. He is renowned across the world for being a more than 4 decades career. Amazing.
I love it. I love it.
Not that you can tell by looking at him, because he looks amazing. He looks amazing. But we know him as Bo Duke, and that role skyrocketed him into American icon status. Today, I am just so proud to present John Schneider.
Oh, thank you.
It's an honor to have you here.
What a great introduction. Thank you. Honored to be here. This is a great place.
It is a great place, great people. We do great things here. So tell me, you were like 18 years old when you broke into the business.
I was 18 when we started Dukes of Hazzard. I was 8 when I broke into the business.
Tell me about that.
I started musical theater
Okay.
when I was 8 years old. Loved the movies. I'm from Mount Kisco, New York.
Right.
And there was a little movie theater there, and I used to go there every Saturday and see the double feature. So that's
How much was that? Tell me what that. Just
How much
give it-
was
yeah,
a-
How much was the double feature? Give us some inflation.
75 cents maybe?
So crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Oh yeah, you'd get a couple of dollars and you'd get the double feature and a popcorn and a cold drink.
And
But
still
not
have some-
anymore.
yeah, not anymore.
anymore.
No.
So I fell in love with movies at that point and figured that the best way to get my foot in that door at 8, I'm really thinking this at 8 years old, was to start doing theater. So I auditioned for
Right.
plays. In elementary school, I started playing the guitar. It was like, if this is what you're supposed to do, then you need to start doing it.
Right.
So by the time Dukes came around, I'd been doing it. I was 18, but I'd been doing it for a decade.
Right. And been going to
people say,
auditions
"Oh, yeah."
all over, not just in New York.
Not yet, well, but that was New York State.
Okay.
So little community theater.
Right.
Never feel bad if you do community theater because that's where everybody
It's
starts.
where it all starts. I love community theater.
Yeah,
I was
so-
Ado Annie. I was Eliza.
You're
Doolittle.
Ado Annie?
Yes, yes, yes. So
Oh, what a great role that
Great.
That's a great
Yeah,
role. Listen to me,
super
I'm all
fun.
hoarse today. I think it's drier here than I
it
remember.
is. Utah is very dry.
Yep, I forgot. But so I started doing that, and by the time the audition for Dukes came around, I was in Atlanta. My mother worked for IBM.
Okay.
She got transferred to Atlanta when I was 14. Did every play in high school I could do, did every play in downtown Atlanta that I could do, and just got as much experience under my belt as I possibly could, because I knew something was coming up.
You had plans.
Well, I had plans, and I had a feeling that it had plans for me.
Right.
So it wasn't just something,
That is
oh,
amazing.
gee, I want to be an actor. It was, oh, I'm an actor, or
I already know this.
I'm an entertainer. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm 11 years old, and I'm more comfortable on stage than off.
I have heard that more times than not.
Good.
That stage is where, like being in a small group of people, actors struggle, but being on stage is just liberating.
Yeah.
Freeing.
There are people who
comfortable.
stand on a stage, and there are people who grab it with all 10 toes.
Right.
And I'm more of a grab it with all 10 toes kind of a guy.
And it makes more sense when you say, okay, I was in Atlanta at 14, because you're such a cowboy. I mean, you're just all around, you're just a cowboy kind of guy, So it just, when I found out you were in New York, I thought,
Yeah, but New York is very rural. When
sure.
you get out, as soon as you get out of the city, you're in the sticks.
you're right.
So, yeah, it's a beautiful state. People don't know that really, and people think that New York is one sidewalk from Broadway to Buffalo.
Right. It's
And-
true. That is true. I did go to Ithaca.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Ithaca's it was like
Catskill
Norman
Mountains.
Rockwell. I walked in, I'm like, what is this? Gorgeous,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
We
beautiful,
never did go
beautiful
to New
state.
York City, but we got to see that part of New York, and it was
Yeah.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So
New York City is fun. It has its purposes, but it gets any densely populated area just kind of makes me a little like I don't mind elevators, but I don't like them to be jammed.
So Dukes of Hazzard was a cultural phenomena. When did you realize that it wasn't just a show, it was like pop culture?
Well,
I mean, they named short shorts after Daisy.
Well, Catherine actually made those first shorts. She sewed them herself. She did. They gave her something that she was unhappy with, and she made. She said, "I'm not going to wear these. I'm going to make my own," and she did. But in that time, Smokey and the Bandit had happened in 1977.
Right.
So this was 1978 when we first filmed. When I auditioned for it, and we first started filming. So it came on in 1979, and people think about Smokey and the Bandit, if they think about it at all, they think, oh yeah, that was a fun car movie.
Right.
Well, it was the second highest grossing film of 1977, beaten only by Star Wars. We were living in a world where it was in a land far, far away. We were talking about Alderaan and Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It was phenomenal.
And the Snowman and Burt Reynolds driving through Georgia in a Trans Am.
Right.
So when Dukes of Hazzard, when I read the script, 18, but I had actually been on the set. I snuck onto the set of Smokey and the Bandit, and I'm in it.
They don't know it, but you
Oh,
are.
they do.
Oh,
they do now. They do now,
Oh,
yeah.
look, there's John Schneider.
But not that recognizable. So the world was crazy about CBs
Right.
and lightsabers. Sounds odd, but it was. So the number one and the number two movies, Star Wars and Smokey and the Bandit. So when I read Dukes of Hazzard, I thought this is great because this is Smokey and the Bandit on television.
Right.
So me being a big Smokey and the Bandit fan and living in Atlanta or outside of Atlanta at the time, thought it never occurred to me that Dukes of Hazzard wouldn't be a phenomenon.
And the cast was perfectly
Denver Pyle
chosen.
and Jimmy Best and Sorrel Book. And
And the chemistry between all of you and just the fun adventures, and it's all about rebellion. Not rebellion, but kind of like sticking it to the man, you know, of course.
Well, we got in trouble for doing the right thing.
Right.
We're trying to help the
Exactly.
orphanage. We got in trouble.
Right.
We stop and help somebody on the side of the road, and they rob us and
Boss
take our car.
hog, you know.
Yeah, boss, yes. So like the words to the song say, we were fighting the system like two modern day Robin Hoods.
Yeah.
And it's true. So
In a really cool car.
in a cool car. But we were all about community. We were about the Duke family, certainly, but we were about the importance of the community in Hazzard County. And it still works. It's odd
It
that
still does.
it's one of the only hour-long dramedy, I think they would call it at that point.
Right.
I call it Southern horsepower comedy. But it's one of the only ones, it may be the only show from 1979 that anybody is still aware of.
No doubt.
Now, there's some half-hour shows, the Andy Griffith Show. People certainly, and Denver Pyle was on that show too.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah, but they're not talking about. I can't even remember the name. NYPD Blue. They're not talking about Hill Street Blues.
No, and my parents watched that religiously.
Yeah, they're not even talking about Dallas.
I would be peeking out. No.
Or Falcon Crest or Knots Land. None of those shows. None of them. But the Dukes of Hazzard can still draw not just a crowd, but a substantial crowd.
Fan base.
Yeah.
Consistently.
That has grown up. The first fans have grown up and they've had their own kids and in many cases grandchildren.
Right.
And one thing that they've kind of passed on that they can all sit and watch together
Is the
Dukes of Hazzard.
Things that are like bringing me back, but Dukes of Hazzard, of course. So tell me about the General Lee. I mean, honestly, you were behind the wheel. You were doing some crazy stunts. What were the most memorable that still bring a smile to your face that make you like, oh, that was awesome?
Oh, all of the time. Anytime I got to drive into the town square, as fast as I could and then slide up to the curb and not rip both those wheels off. Anytime I got to jump over the hood or either of us got to jump over the hood.
Would you say that you guys invented that slide across the hood? Cool.
That would be Tom. He did it first. So Luke did that first.
Right.
But in the opening credits of Starsky and Hutch, I think Paul Michael Glaser jumps over they're like at a loading dock, and he jumps over a trash bin and lands on the hood of their Torino, I think. So
Still
it's
not as cool. I mean, because there's a sexiness of like sliding across your car, and get to where you need to go.
Yeah. But Tom and I had this kind of ballet. So he's an athlete, I'm not, and he would always get in the car first. So whoever had to slide over the car took longer because it's just further. But what would happen is he would get in the window, and then he would reach over and start the car with his left hand and have his right hand on the gear shift. And I would come in and put my foot just to the floor. You know, so I'd come in, I'd have my hands on the steering wheel, foot to the floor, and he would jam it into
the
drive.
choreography going on.
That just kind of happened as we tried to get out quicker.
Oh yeah.
So
it was a challenge.
It was a challenge, and that's something I don't think anybody else ever would have figured out. And it wasn't me. Again, it's Tom. It was Tom thinking, you know, well, there he is coming over the hood. There's the first hood slide. See, I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to hit my knee on that steering wheel. And he is jumping over. Now look, he hit that with his arm. And right there, he cut himself up pretty good right there, yeah. But this is right off of Spring Street in Atlanta. But it was really terrific. So that was the first time ever. And we didn't know enough. I'm just noticing this now. The back window is up.
Yeah.
Which means he cut the room in half, almost in half, how much room he had, which is why he goes in head first, because he never went in head first again. But we turn that into, sometimes you can see that the rear tires are spinning on the car before my butt is in the seat.
Yeah.
Because I've got very long legs.
It was a pretty wild, yeah.
So nobody else could do that.
No.
And when I got to get in the passenger seat, I tried, I couldn't do it.
You are not just an actor. You are obviously actor, filmmaker, but you have got a musical side. And you mentioned it was because at 8 years old you got into musical theater.
Yeah.
Are there instruments that inspired you? Tell me about this.
Well, my dad played the guitar in a square dance band.
Oh, fun.
So I saw him in New York. You know,
in New York, I really am. But again, if you put it into rural,
messing with
if
everybody's
you put it into
head.
rural, I'm like, okay, I got it. Okay.
He did that, and once a year his band would play for they do a wheelchair square dance too. So watching my dad play the guitar with his band influenced me a lot, and that's the Beatles and Blood, Sweat and Tears and Chicago and Three Dog Night, and that is my era of music. And Jim Croce, Dr. Hook, you know, just had a wonderfully mixed bag of music, diverse music that I would listen to with him. So I carried that on to later, sometimes country, real country, sometimes Southern rock. Hush, don't talk now. It won't change anything anyhow. Thank you. Just hold me while the shadows. But music has always been a part of my life, and just did a song, sadly, for Turning Point. Right. So that song came out. My wife kind of pushed me into getting it done like that, which was amazing. God touched every bit of it, because song was written on a Monday, recorded with a full band on Wednesday. I did the video on Thursday, and by 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, it had over 2 million views. Wow. And that was 8 days after September 10th.
What a dark and just incredibly tragic.
Yep. Terrible. And, you know, the more there are videos coming out now, which are actually, I think, they're good, because there are people who had been told these terrible things about Charlie, who are now going on their substantial YouTube platforms and saying, look, I'm looking everywhere, and I can't find any evidence of what you said.
Right, exactly.
So show me.
Contextually, have you put everything into context? Well, all division aside, we can't kill people for speaking in conversations. In civil discord, we don't do that. That's not what civilized humans do.
No.
That's not what civilized humans do.
We communicate, we talk.
Exactly. There has to be a respectable dignity to being able to converse with people, whether you agree with them or not.
Exactly. And Charlie was someone, I've never met Charlie, but you could tell. I've watched, like many people now, I'm watching lots of these debates where he was begging you to change his mind.
Exactly. That was his
Yeah.
tag phrase.
What does it make me?
Change my mind.
Is it
Let's
change
have
my
this
mind?
Conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong. Change my mind.
Yeah,
You know.
and giving an open mic to people who were, I didn't even see where people were hostile to him.
No.
They were, they tried to be, but then they realized, wow, this guy brought his A game, and
Yes.
I'm not up to it. If they were up to it, it was wonderful. But if they
Right.
weren't, they were like, okay, I got to go.
Exactly.
But not, you hurt my feelings. It was like, I'm going to
Exactly.
go think about this a little more.
Exactly. There has to be, but all said and done, there has to be civil discord. And there can't be cancel culture. People have to be free to say, yes, I do believe this, or yes, I do believe that. Oh, I disagree. Okay. And happy life to you.
Right. And don't be afraid if somebody says, why? Why do you believe that?
Right. But the one thing as humans we can do is be civil. We
Absolutely.
can be civil.
Well, it used to be required. And somewhere in the
Yes.
world in the last, dare I say, about 6 years.
Yes. 2020, baby. 2020.
Yeah, it became hip, is an old man word. It became hip to be belligerent and just be so rude and so, to me, they look scared.
Right.
It's like, I can't remember who said it, but I think the person who throws the first punch or fires the first shot, it was the first one to run out of ideas.
Exactly.
So, come on. If you're going to talk about it, then at least be able to back up your opinion. And be ready to have I've had my mind changed on many occasions.
Be ready to have your mind changed. We can't actually move forward with more civility and more progress. Technologically advanced societies are created only through discussions where people say, wait a minute, that's not right. Hold on, show me.
Yeah.
That's the only way that it goes.
The most important words you can say to yourself, I think, are, well, I never thought about it that way.
You have been in this business over 4 decades. You don't look it, okay?
Eh.
You don't look it.
I look like Jeremiah Johnson.
You're
Come on.
still killing it.
Look
So
at-
you're killing it. But so what is the secret to longevity? What makes, because you've seen a lot of changes. You've seen a lot, and this is a very divisive culture for making films and acting in TV shows. It's no longer, hey, we just want you because you've got the talent. They'll cancel you that quick.
Yeah, but I've always, remember, I started when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
I've always felt that there are, what are you? Are you a hireable person, or are you someone who hires people? So what are you? Are you the tail or the dog? And I've always been the dog. So I am one of those people that would put kids together to make movies on Super 8, with no sound. When video came out, I was all over it. Let's make some movies. I had a bunch of VHS decks and this little switcher I could try to edit. I can't tell you how much money I spent on those things.
That is crazy. That is just nuts.
So that's been me. I edited 8mm film on a red shag carpet in Mount Kisco, New York. So it had to be before 1974, because that's when we moved to Atlanta. So I was always that kid.
Right.
So I've always had a passion to tell a story. Never a desire to be, now I've been hired a lot. Most of my...
Sure, you have, absolutely.
And that's fine. But I've always been the one that wants to tell the story. I believe that I have been given a very unique and specific
Gift.
way to tell a story.
A gift.
But
You have a presence. So and I've watched you your whole career. In fact, I just saw you in Desperate Housewives. And
oh gosh,
I'm a Desperate Housewives girl. I was like, so wait, when that series ended, I was like, oh. But what I notice about you is that you command, even with a part that is not central, you command. You, and I don't think you do it on purpose. I think that's just your presence.
well, thank you. There's a whole lot to being in movies and television that has nothing to do with acting. It's a very, very technical world. And when you do a show like The Dukes of Hazzard, which in those days was single camera, 5 days a week, 12 hours a day, 10 months a year. If you don't learn something about the mechanics of working in front of a camera under a light or 12,
Right.
then you're dumb as a post, or it's just not your vocation.
Right. You're going to be doing a lot of takes, a lot of unnecessary.
Yeah, and then they're not going to hire you again. So I'm the kid in the first episode of Dukes of Hazzard at 18. There's some simple little scene where I'm cutting a piece of wood out in front of fixing a staircase. And I was moving because I'm cutting a piece of wood, and a camera operator said, "Hey, you got to do me a favor and stop moving like that." I said, "Well, I'm cutting a piece of wood." He said, "Yeah, I know, but you don't have to really cut the piece of wood. We'll just..." And I said, and I didn't say this in a cocky way, and he didn't take it in a cocky way. So if it sounds cocky, forgive me. But I said, "Explain this to me, because isn't your job to follow me in whatever I do?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "That is. But your job is to make my job as easy as possible."
Communication, see?
Yeah. And I thought, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I'm a team player.
Well, yeah, so then I became, that was 18, and I became did a wonderful movie in New York called Dream House. And I remember being in a staircase in Alphabet City, and it was dark and it was beautifully lit, or was about to be beautifully lit, and I said to the cinematographer, I said, "I want to, what do you want to do here? I want to be the guy that allows you to get the most beautiful shot imaginable.
Right.
So you tell me where to go and what to do, and I'll do it." And it was beautiful. Like the movie we saw last night was absolutely gorgeous.
It was stunning.
And those young folks found their light. You call it finding your light. You're not just lit. You find your light because you're working with a cinematographer. You're working with the camera operator.
Right. You're in your zone. That's what we call. I'm a speed walker, and you get in your zone. Like you've got to, and it'll pull you right out of any cave that you might get into.
Yeah, and then together you can make something wonderful. And then you can act inside that.
So we saw Treason.
We did, and talk about beautifully
incredible.
lit.
I mean, it was, the cinematography was amazing. The acting was second to none. It was
fine. I was talking to someone over there today. Find the best performance in that film. I dare you.
It's hard.
Fine, and the cinematography was great, better than great, magnificent.
It was gorgeous.
And I don't know how long they took to shoot that, but the dance between what was happening on camera and what had to be happening off camera was like the best Dancing with the Stars performance anyone's ever seen. And the sound design was amazing.
The music, the script.
Yeah.
The script was spot on.
For me, that movie was every bit as impactful as Deer Hunter, every bit as beautiful as A Beautiful Life.
A Beautiful Life.
Every bit
poignant.
as heart-wrenching as The Pianist. And this to me, that looks like
The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Yes, I mean, all of it was just, when it evokes that moment where you have to look down because they are depicting something, and not because they were depicting it in any way, shape, or form in a grotesque form, but it evokes.
No, it was brutal.
It evoked in me that, oh no, I mean.
Well, I watched it, and it made me flinch.
Flinch, yes.
And I tried to say something to Dee Dee right after it while the credits were rolling. I couldn't speak.
Yeah, I did tear up. It was definitely one of those moments where you're just like, oh. And those are the movies we need. We need to see those. Angel does an amazing job.
Well, especially this one because it's about truth.
It's truth.
And what that wonderful line at the end, he said, "You think you're 16 years old or 17, you're going to take down the Third Reich?" No, the truth will take down
the Reich. That's exactly right.
And your day is coming.
Your day, I loved that. Your day is coming. And
this is a true story.
Exactly. And
so
he's been
I'm so
memorialized
impressed.
for sure.
So impressed. It's a movie that I think everybody Should see, yes, but I think people need to see
Need
that
to
movie.
see it.
They got something coming out. We actually saw a little sneak trailer of young Washington.
Washington? I know.
Woo-wee. Can't wait.
I can't
wait for
As a
that.
patriot of this country, I love when they highlight those kind of movies. Just
The only way you can really appreciate where you are is by learning about where you came from.
I had a story that I read. This was phenomenal. I'm an educator, and this teacher starts her class off each year. The students come in and they don't have any desks. And they say, well, where are our desks? Well, do we have to earn them? What do we have to do to earn? And she lets that go for a couple of days, and eventually she has the desks brought in by veterans.
Oh, wow.
And she tells them, you can't earn the privilege of educating yourself.
Wow.
Someone paid for that for you. And she has these veterans bring in their desks. And
She's wonderful.
I don't know her. It is astounding.
She's wonderful.
It is just so astounding to really, especially for our youth today, they just don't have a concept, even in the best homes where you're advocating to not have an entitled child, trying to keep them grounded. It is so hard not to see your child. I mean, because we're in prosperous times. And prosperity, unfortunately, begets a lot of entitlement. We have to keep our kids grounded in where are they really getting their rights and privileges in this country that we live in.
Right, yeah, and they don't know. They have no concept of where, and I don't know how.
Some
It
do.
never
We
occurred to
talk
me
about
that
it
my
all the
parents
time.
didn't work their butts off. I knew my parents worked their butts off.
Right.
So I don't know how
Well, we
it is.
talk about the ancestors that have fought in wars. We talk about the people who are now serving us in the military. I have a son that's in the military. My daughter-in-law was in the military. My late husband was in the military. Freedom is not free.
No, it's not.
So
I have a song about that. Freedom isn't free. It's up to you and me, brother. I believe she's worth it. About our country.
That's right.
About our country.
The greatest one on God's green earth.
Your educator friend sounds like someone with a penchant for screenplay
Right.
needs to
That
write
would
something
be
about
an
her.
amazing.
There's been wonderful
right?
movies about teachers, and that sounds like that's a
Yes.
teacher worthy of a
That
screenplay.
is 100%.
No desks.
No desks. No desks. So we talked about your longevity. I would love to just hit for a second.
Stay hungry. That's it.
Stay
hungry.
Stay hungry for
Stay
sure.
hungry. Everything I do.
Stay hungry and humble.
Yeah, but everything you do, yes, everything you do, whatever it is that you do, I hope that you want to be a little bit, better is the wrong word, more effective this time than last time.
Right.
Keep the weight on the balls of your feet. Just know that you're here for something, right? And it's
for
not
sure.
you. It's not you. You're not here for you. It ain't about us.
No.
So you're here to make the world a better place. Yes, you're here to make this conversation better. You're here to make somebody else's day,
Right.
believing that somebody else will make yours.
Exactly. I've had this conversation. We were swabbing for a little boy who needed a bone marrow transplant, and so we went out on the street. I actually like to just grab people up and be like, come, because there was an age gap. Like I couldn't swab. There was a lot of people I could have gathered, but 40 was the cutoff, and so I was just like,
Missed
I
it
know.
by
I was
that
like, oh yeah, but. This one young man came up on the street and I said, would you be willing to come get swabbed? We need to get a bone marrow transplant match. And he's like, why would I do that? And I said, well, it's helping your fellow man. And he said, well, why isn't God doing that for him? And I had to have a moment with him and just say, we're not puppets on strings. We have a purpose, and God wants us to do his work by helping each other.
Yeah. Otherwise, what are we here for?
What are we here for? There's a song.
If God doesn't need us, why does God need us?
Right.
There's a song.
Right. You know what? God doesn't need us. We need him.
True.
We need to learn how to be more like him. And that, we do that through serving each other, helping
He's
each other.
up to something. I talked about this for an event a couple days ago. Be bold for Jesus. And I talked about how God is up to something that we're part of.
Right. It's his plan.
It's
Try to
not the other
remember
way
that.
around.
It's his plan.
Not the other way around. We're in his toolbox.
Yeah.
He's not in ours.
Exactly.
It's a whole lot of analogies. But people. I tell folks, if you can't wait for Friday, if you hate your job, then you're in the wrong job. Mm-hmm. You're not working within your design.
Right.
Because it's impossible to hate your job if you're doing the
It
right
right.
thing. And if you're doing the right thing, it means you are working within God's plan.
Exactly.
So question that. Say, okay, well, I can't quit my job. What do I do? Well, start taking the pottery, whatever it is.
There's a lot of enriching activities. There's a lot of things we can do in this life. I hear people, again, talking about, why this, why that, what. And I came across another thing that was phenomenal. My growing up, it was 25 years. They didn't want you to cut the rainforest down because it takes 25 years to build, to regrow a rainforest. So someone somewhere decided, I'm going to regrow that rainforest. Took 40 acres and regrew a rainforest. You don't think there's enough health clinics? Build one. You don't think there's enough schools? Build one. You want people to be more service-oriented? Get yourself a group out and start collecting like minds.
1982, there were very few places where sick kids could go and not just feel like sick kids.
Right.
So I had asthma when I was a kid, and I spent a bunch of time not overnight in the hospital, but in waiting areas and things, with dying adults.
Yes.
Crying, dying adults. It scared me. And was working for an organization for 2 years. It was an older organization that was not willing to make any changes, especially not with a 22-year-old making the suggestions.
Right.
Who, that hick from that
Thank
show.
you.
Yeah, good. But the notion was that the money should be raised for children's hospitals. 100% of that, 100 pennies on a dollar should go there. And all the money should stay locally. So that, because working with this other organization, the biggest question I got was, where does my money go?
Right.
So, well, it goes to a boardroom in
Yes.
Nebraska somewhere, and then
blah, blah, blah,
40
yeah.
people. Well, how much of it? Well, probably 80 cents or so, which is just how that works. It's how that, so
Sure.
there was something wrong with that business model, I thought, at 22, and some friends of mine and I thought, well, we can either shut up and do what they say,
Right.
or start Children's Miracle Network Hospital. We are now
Bravo.
$9.5 billion.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I'm a founder of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, like you said.
Yes. You want to
Plant a rainforest.
plan it, build it.
If you recognize,
Raise the money.
If you've been given the vision to recognize a problem, you've probably been given the vision to come up with a solution.
Yes.
And I think all of that happens. If you hate your job, thank God it's Friday, all that kind of stuff. I think because I happened on it when I was 8,
Right.
I think right around 7 or 8, if you're playing lawyer, if you're putting out fires with a garden hose,
I was playing teacher.
if you're playing teacher,
As I was.
yeah.
My little animals in a row. My
Oh,
little
good for you. Nice and organized. If that's what you're doing, and that's not what you're doing at 40,
You're right.
then somewhere along the line, life, people who don't like you talked you out of it. And here's the hardest thing, people who love you dearly talked you out of it
Right.
because they didn't want to see you disappointed.
Right.
Well,
What
I'd
they
much
thought.
rather I'd rather spend the rest of my life trying, going for it and be disappointed than can't wait till Friday and dread Monday.
Exactly. So we've talked a lot about faith. Mm-hmm. You are a man of faith. Mm-hmm. And personal perseverance, I think, aligns right with our faith and our hope. Tell me about the things, because we have all been knocked down.
Good.
Yes. We have to you have to learn somehow. And perseverance, resilience, getting back, pulling your bootstraps up. Tell me about that for you.
Well, I've always, maybe not always, but the last 40 years or so, I've looked at opposition as a sign you're on the right track. So
Opposition in all things, that's true.
absolutely. So,
Yes.
and quoting movies all the time, Rocky Balboa said it best, it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can be hit and still get up.
Get up. That's right.
It's true because it's true. So you just keep going for it. And I've had some wonderful success. People know about the success. Nobody knows about failures.
Right.
Except me.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty miraculous
but you don't
considering the
dwell on
modern
them.
times when everything can be exposed. So.
But you don't dwell on those. You know, that's what that renders you ineffective. And I don't want to be ineffective. You know, I want to, when someone comes up to me and says, you know, your Jonathan Kent changed my life. It
Right.
means the world to me. When people I saw some wonderful people today at Angel who grew up watching
Dukes of
Smallville,
Hazzard and
and who
Smallville,
grew up,
and
that
no,
means
they wouldn't
so
have done
much.
Dukes. If they are aware of Dukes of Hazzard, they would have been watching.
No, one of them
Smallville.
was
Oh.
old. No, not as old as me, but yeah. So that is such a wonderful reward, and I think that's kind of like a little treat
Right.
that says, you know, hey, keep going. Well, you bet I'm going to keep going because I'm just getting started. I really feel like I'm just getting started.
I think we are always getting started. We end something, we begin something. We end something, we begin something. That is life.
Yeah, and you
the only
don't know when.
consistency is change.
People say, what is it like to make it? I don't think you ever make it. My grandfather used to do this thing. It was hysterical, where he'd reach down for a can on the ground or a ball, and he'd kick it just before he could grab it. Then he'd go try to reach and he'd kick it again. And I thought that was hysterical. But I think that's what life is. That's what a successful life is. You're always
Reaching.
just that close.
Yeah.
And then, well, there it goes. Okay, well, I'm going for it again. I'm
going
just
for
going to
it
go
again.
for it. Don't ever stop.
No.
But figure out some barometer, some measuring device where you can see if you're on the right track. And to
Yeah.
me, the best measuring device is if you have the ball and the other team is not worried, then you need to
Yeah.
change. You need
There
to change
needs to
it
get
up.
something up, huh?
Yeah,
You got to
need
get
to
their
change it
ire
up.
up.
You know, Michael Jordan didn't become Michael Jordan because nobody double teamed him.
Exactly. Exactly.
so-
there has to be challenge in all things. There does. Just so
Well,
for there
and
can be
opposition.
growth. So there can be growth.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
I mean,
good
tenacity,
doesn't
you
doesn't
know?
like evil, but I'll
No.
tell you, it's also true. Evil does not like good.
that's exactly right.
So I was talking to a gentleman today at Angel
Uh-huh.
and said, you know, this movie is so impactful. This movie is so good that you are. I said, I believe in principalities and powers. This movie
Yes.
is so good that there is a whole, yes, I use the word legion, that is going to come against this movie with everything they've got.
Yes.
Expect it, plan for it now, but expect it, and it's a good thing because this movie is going to change people's lives.
That's that much more success coming.
Yeah,
That much more.
but don't be blindsided by it.
No. No, there
That
will be.
amazes me times, and not with them at all, but it amazes me with people that say, I'm doing the right things, I think I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then I just keep getting hit, and I say, good. And they're like, why?
What are you talking about?
I just
Yeah.
turned into Bill Shatner. Why? Why is it good? I said, well, it's good because you're on to something. If
Right.
you're not on to something, nobody cares.
Exactly. They won't put the energy or the time.
Boy, am I inviting opposition in my life right now.
I
Dee
really,
and I can handle it, though.
Yeah. You most assuredly are well yoked. That is true. Your wife is phenomenal. She really
Great
is.
word.
Yes.
Yoked.
Well, a help meet. That's what we are.
Yep.
You know, that's the beauty of marriage. And
You're yoked because you're working the field.
you're working
It's what
together.
you put around
Yep.
the oxen.
Together. But so tell me about your fan base. And before you do, here's my observation of what I've seen with you. Always stay hungry, but always stay humble. You are very grounded. You acknowledge that you are the human amongst all the humans. Now, I know you know that you have talents and abilities, but you don't look at other people as if they don't.
Oh, gosh, no.
Right? You see the value. I've watched you with your fans, and you see the value of each human. It is phenomenal. So tell me about your your perspective. It is. Listen, we work with celebrities. We've had celebrities take things from us because they think they deserve it. they take all and we're like, what? Wait, what? And this is while we're serving them and doing things for them. They just, one more thing, you know, but you are not that. And I mean, I see people in two versions, and I know people don't like it when you see things in black and white, but I see people as lifeboat people and not lifeboat people. So the lifeboat people will help even though they know everyone in that boat is going to die, they will make sure that they help each other until they all die. Okay? But most of the time, lifeboat people, that's a possibility, but they are wanting to get everybody safely to shore.
Right.
Even if they can't see the horizon, right?
Wow.
But non-lifeboat people, they won't even wait for you to go to sleep in the boat before they start gnawing on your toe.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, why should I let you swab me, right? For the kid you met here.
Exactly. So, but you are definitely a lifeboat person, so tell me how
Well, if I could explain that, that would be like, if thank you.
You're welcome.
But if I could explain that, it would be like trying to explain why I'm humble, which would prove me a liar.
Right? Well, I think that you could say something along the lines, this is just my own observation, is that you
I
love
think it's because
people.
of theater. Well, I do love people, but I get aggravated at people because some people are
I
aggravating.
mean, we all do. Nobody likes everybody all the time.
I think it goes back to my dad playing the square dance band for the people in wheelchairs.
Right.
I think it goes back to that same 18-year-old that was trying to figure out whose job was what.
Right.
It goes back to being in theater in Lake Sunapee, New Hampshire. Wow, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Where one day you were on stage, one day you were hanging lights, another day you were building sets. You know, when someone believes that they're it, it's a problem. When they don't know there's a cinematographer.
Right.
When they don't know. Now, sometimes amazing careers come out of that selfishness, but they don't end well.
Right.
So I've just...
Do you think your fans see it too? I think they do. But, I mean, because you are popular. You are a very popular man. You have withstood the test of time. You are popular, and I think that's the draw, is...
I'm like mashed potatoes and a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm comfortable.
I think maybe they're recognizing the light. People are drawn to light.
Well, maybe. I don't know. But I think that's, if again, that's what did a pastor friend of mine years ago said, so-and-so won the humility badge, and the problem is that she wore it.
They didn't show up? Oh,
No,
she wore it.
Look what I won. And I wrote into a script once. It was pretty funny.
That is funny.
I'm very proud of my humility. So I don't know. I thank you for all of that, but I all I know is that it
just
takes
observations.
a lot of people to do anything.
It really does. No man is an island. That
No
is
man
true.
is an island, and forgive me for quoting what's her name, but it does take a village. But
It takes
also,
a village, but don't forget your part in that village.
That's right. I was taught that to pick up trash. You know, I was just raised well in a divorced family. I was raised well.
I hope my kids say
To
the
care.
same thing. I hope they do. I hope they do. So, what would you say to aspiring actors? What would be
Act.
something? Yeah, just go do
Act.
it.
Go do it. Go do it. Get in a play. Go hang a light. Go learn what it's about. Go enjoy as we saw last night with the cast and some of the crew of Truth and Treason.
Right.
They loved each other and all that kind of stuff, but that's kind of overdone. They respected each other.
Right.
And they understood that it took all of them to make this amazing film.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw at Angel today. It takes all those people in that building.
It's a team.
To do it.
Yes.
And back to the tools in a drawer, you know, what's more important, the screwdriver or the hammer? Or the nail? Well, kind of all important.
Need them all.
So or the drywall screw? What do you need most? Well,
right.
you need
I
all
love
of it.
that though. Get out there. Get in the play. Get in the,
Yeah, and there is no job too small. Absolutely, there is no job too small.
No,
Experience, because I also believe that that God gives you the things you need, not when you need them. I believe you already have them.
Agreed.
He's given them to you so that when the time comes, you'll be ready.
Use them. That's
Yeah.
right. Agreed.
So look at your toolbox and go, okay, what do I have? And again, if you're looking at your toolbox at work and you can't wait for Friday because you hate your job, get together with your spouse, get together with your best friends, and figure out the steps so that you can move away from that, not jump off the ship, but move away from that into something you love. Because this is absolutely true, I don't care who you are. You cannot be effective at something you don't like doing.
What do you see ahead? Just final thoughts.
We're doing my wife and I are doing a 50-state Happy Birthday America tour.
Oh, I love this.
So that's very important. We're going to obviously all 50 states and to a lot of smaller parts of those states that people are unaware of, to shine a spotlight on some great parts of the greatest country in the history of the world.
Yes.
So we're doing that and doing more music, be in the recording studio, excuse me, be in the recording studio this week.
Awesome.
Doing a song I just wrote about the halftime show at our upcoming Super Bowl.
Oh, nice. Nice. So where can we find all of those things?
You
guys have a podcast as well, and
we have a podcast, Drinks with Dee Dee and John, but we also have an app that'll take you to everywhere, and the app is called John Schneider. I know, very creative. So go to your app store and grab a hold of the John Schneider app, and it'll take you to the Facebook page and Instagram and all that.
it has been a pleasure.
Thank you. I've enjoyed every word. It's been a lot of fun.
You have just done an amazing job. And for those of you who have tuned in, thank you. We appreciate you. If you have and want to share, we would love you to subscribe, share, and give us a review at the Podcast Daily.